Good morning, everyone. Look who's back for a visit. This is Mia. She's just staying with us for 3.5 weeks this time. You may recognize her from my Christmas baking vlog. Thank you, sweet girl. So she is a house guest here, and I am trying to get back in the mode of what it's like caring for a puppy again. You know, 2 walks a day, all of that. And I'm trying to also fit in some filming. So today you might be kind of confused. I look like I have some makeup on. My hair is still damp. I have my robe on. You're like, what kind of video is this? Well, as you saw from the title, I'm going to be recreating one of my most requested looks for you today. This is the look that I was wearing in a hair tutorial where I curled my pixie with a curling iron. So many of you requested a tutorial on the look I was wearing there, and I fully intended to do it much sooner than now, but finally getting around to it today. I also am filming another hair video today. That video should already be up. I'll link it up here and in the description box below, along with all of the products that I'm using today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. So real quick, what I already have on my face, I used the Dior Forever Matte Foundation. I'm testing out a new primer with it. This is the Bare Minerals Prime Time Hydrate and Glow Primer. Yep, you can bet there's a video coming about that. And then I did also apply brows and my eyeshadow primer. Today I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Intensified 24-Hour Shadow Primer. Whoa, such a mouthful. All right, for our palette today, what I used in that video is the Sigma New Mod palette. I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush out of here because it's just gonna fall out anyway. But I have loved this palette since I first purchased it. I'll link down below my full review and another look with it, but let's go ahead and recreate this look. All right, going in with this matte cream shade on a Sigma E50, I'm just placing this right under the brow. If you are familiar with the video I'm referring to in that look, you'll know it's just kind of a soft, slightly, there's a little bit of pink, but more kind of burgundy taupe shades in that look, but I kept it relatively light and daytime appropriate. All right, so next I'm going to do a combination of these 2 shades, and these do all have names. This is Sophisticated and New Mod. Of course, we got to use the New Mod shade, right? And I'm using the BK Beauty 201 brush, and just going to lightly put this through the crease and then swirling into the outer corner. And I'll just gradually build that color up. Again, mixing both of those shades, just tapping the brush. These shadows are wonderfully pigmented. You do not need to scrub your brush in there. I love Sigma shadows. I think they have really come a long way, and they are some of my favorites. Next, I'm going to go to the lid, and I'm going to start off with this taupe shade. This is called Posh, and I'm going to put this kind of in the center of the lid, and kind of the center 2/3, so not all the way to the outer corner and not all the way to the inner corner. And then I'm going to do a touch of this shade right here. It's called Artistry. And I'm doing the shimmer shades before I darken the outer corner because I'm going to go in with liner and then the outer corner shade. So you can see that's such a pretty, almost kind of deep, plummy burgundy shimmer shade. So this is just going to help the transition between our lid shade and our outer corner. It's not going to show up real strongly, but now we're going to go in with liner next, and this is what I like to do when I want kind of a softer diffused liner look. So I'm using the Stila smudge stick in the shade Spice. This particular shade is so unique. It is a kind of reddish brown. Don't let that scare you. It doesn't come off looking red, but if you have green or blue eyes, this liner color is really going to make your eye color stand out. It's so subtle, but it is amazing what a difference it can make. So I am going really close to the lashes here in the inner corner. And then as I get towards the center of the lid, I'm just going to kind of create more of like a wedge shape here. Not going to wing this liner out today. I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. And while I have that out, I'm going to use just a tiny little bit of it here in the outer corner along the lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna go in with the brush that comes in the palette. This end is one of my favorites. It's the E54. And I'm gonna do a little bit of this and this shade. So the dark brown is called Street Style, and then a little bit of Edgy. So Street Style, tap off, and just a tap in Edgy. And I'm going to now just go right over the top of that liner. And I'm keeping this real tight in the outer corner. Again, I'm not trying to create anything too dramatic here, but I just want to soften that outer edge of that liner a little bit, and then I'll just bring what's left on the brush up towards the crease. And then I'm going to go in with the A502 and just a little bit of that shade Edgy, and just use that to kind of slightly diffuse that color and blend it up into the crease just slightly. And then I'm going to go back and add just a touch because this eye is more hooded than the other. I can have this little bit of a gap up here, right here in the very outer corner, and that's not what we want. Next, I'll take the Morphe M432 and I'm going to go in with just Edgy and just touch this along the lower lash line there. Wipe off that brush, and then I'll do a combination of our crease colors and just use that to soften and diffuse the rest of that lower lash line there. And just take our 201 brush with a little more of our crease colors and one more good blend. Now it's time to clean up under the eyes with a little bit of almond oil. I like the Now Solutions brand. Somebody had to, come and check in on things and see how we're progressing. So as you can tell, I have fast forwarded. I applied concealer, applied the Tarte Sculpt tape, and now it's time for some blush and highlighter. What do you think, Miss Mia? Huh? You ready for some blush and highlighter? Yeah, okay. Well, let's do some, yeah. All right, for highlighter, I can't remember exactly which one I used, but I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier. This is the Matte Radiance Highlight 01. And this is just a really nice one. Not only on the face, it's kind of subtle, but it's also one that I like to use when the palette I'm working off of doesn't have a super bright inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna use this right on the inner corner and just brighten that up a little bit. And then we will go back to our palette here and just touch that up a little bit. I'm gonna bring this onto the lid slightly. And then I'm gonna go back to the palette one more time with that first shade we put on the lid, which is Posh. And just going to overlap that inner corner shade just slightly. Just kind of make sure all that is well blended. Now you could go in with this shade right here. It's a lot more gold. I can show you, you can just tap a little bit of that over, but you can see it adds more of a gold hue there. But over the top of that Laura Mercier, I think it's kind of a perfect combination. Not too gold, but kind of warms it up just slightly. I'm not sure if I did this in that video or not, but we're just doing our best to recreate the look as close as we can get it. All right, before we add mascara, let's go ahead and add our blush color. And for that, Again, I don't remember exactly which blush color I used, but it was kind of a neutral one. So I'm gonna go in. I was really big into using either this Tarte palette. This is the Gems, the Precious Gems palette from Christmas, or the NARS one. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just use this one from Tarte, and I'm gonna do a combination of these two shades right here. And in that video, I was wearing a kind of burgundy turtleneck with a camel colored cardigan. So I was trying to kind of bring in those colors and tie into what we have going on in the eyes. I love Tarte blushes. I think they are fantastic. And by the way, this brush is the Morphe E4, which is not available anymore. I don't know why, but every time I use it and go to link it, I'm like, oh no, it's been discontinued. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara combination. I know I did not use this combination in that video, but this is what I have open. So this is the Dior 3D Maximizer Primer, and then I've been testing out the Gen C mascara and the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara. I'll use this on the lower lashes, and then I'll be back to do our lips. All right, I applied a little bit of the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot around the edge of my lips. And now for my lip combination, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude. And then the lipstick from that video is MAC's Modesty, and I've actually repurchased this lipstick because I love it so much. Okay, big changes since I was on here last. My hair is done, I have my earrings in, I'm dressed. So now here is the finished makeup look, and I just love it. I love this color combination. There's a hint of some pink there, but overall very neutral tones on the eyes, but the combination of those kind of burgundy browns in the eyeshadow palette along with the smudge stick from Stila, I think that is what really helps bring out the color of my eyes. I know several of you mentioned that in the previous video. So if you have green or blue eyes, these colors are gonna look particularly great on you, but I feel like these are colors that will work well on any eye color. So thank you so much to all of you who requested a tutorial on this look. I hope that you enjoyed it. As always, check the description box below for links to all the products that I used today, as well as a link to the video about the new hairsprays that I'm testing out, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.